In this video, we will review how to use the UNIVERGE Blue Engage Dynamic Notifications tool. This tool can be used to send out automatic notifications and reminders for upcoming appointments, pending or past due bills, new products or events, service reminders, inclement weather notices to employees, etc., via phone calls, SMS, and email campaigns. To start a campaign, you can either add the Dynamic Notifications tile from the drop-down list by selecting the option and clicking Add, or you can go to Configure, Outreach, Dynamic Notification. Once you click the tile, it will take you to the Dynamic Notifications dashboard where you can see an overview of all your campaigns. To create a new campaign, click Manage Campaigns in the menu on the left. On this page, you can see all campaigns and any campaign folders you may have created. Initially, the default folder will house any new campaigns until a new folder is created. To create a new folder, simply click Create Folder and give it a name. To create a new campaign, click the Create Campaign button. When creating or editing a campaign, you will notice there is a set of tabs at the top labeled General for setting up the general parameters of the campaign, Voice to create a voice campaign, SMS for an SMS campaign, Email for email campaigns, Options to specify certain requirements to a campaign, Integration to allow you to send completed delivery notifications to a specific endpoint, and Administration, which allows you to specify who can have access to a particular campaign. On the General tab, you will need to enter a campaign name with a short description of the campaign you plan to run. Be sure to always check the This Campaign is Paused box when creating your campaign. If this box is not checked, then the campaign will be considered active and will start sending as soon as the contact list has been added. Enter the active period of the campaign along with the daily delivery schedule and check the box beside the days the campaign is to run. Click Save once finished. Once the General tab has been filled out, you can then add the info for your voice, SMS, and email campaigns. We'll take a look at each of these in turn. On the Voice tab, be sure to select the box next to Enable Delivery via Phone Call and select the appropriate caller ID from the drop-down menu across from this checkbox. If you plan to use a pre-recorded message, select the box next to Use Audio Files to play the messages. This will allow you to upload your own recorded files for playback. If you would simply like to use the Text-to-Speak option, you can either enter your text in this field, or create a phrase in the Phrase Manager and select that phrase when adding your contact list. The Phrase Manager is preferred as it allows you to reuse phrases without having to add them to specific campaigns. The Phrase Manager option will be covered shortly. If using the Text-to-Speak option, you will need to select your text-to-speech voice. We recommend the English US F16A for this. If you want to listen to a phrase, type in your phrase and select the Try Voice option. This will download a WAV file for you to listen to before completing your campaign. Select your max playbacks, ringing options, and voice notifications per hour. Once completed, be sure to click Save at the bottom of the page. If you are planning to give the customer an option to select from as they listen to your message, click the Voice Acknowledgement Settings link at the bottom of the page. On the Voice Acknowledgement page, use the drop-down next to the option you wish the customer to press once they answer the call. As you can see in this example, we have several options selected with their corresponding actions. Click Save when finished. To get back to your campaign, use the breadcrumbs at the top of the page. This will take you back to the General tab. Next, we will look at SMS delivery. Be sure to select the checkbox next to Enable Delivery via SMS. Then select a number from the drop-down menu to the right. The number used for sending SMS messages must come from a third-party provider, such as Twilio, which is the preferred provider. Or alternatively, you may select Bandwidth as your SMS provider. As with the voice campaign, you can either select to enter your SMS phrase in the box on this page, or you can create it in the Phrase Manager and select the appropriate phrase while adding your contacts for the campaign. Select how many SMS messages should send per hour. Click Save once finished. SMS messages allow you to set acknowledgement parameters similar to the voice campaign. If you would like to create a user response for a yes or no selection, you can do so by clicking Add on the top right of the page. Enter the user response followed by the action, and then end with an auto reply. Alternatively, if you would rather add a URL for confirmations or to send customers to a particular site, then you can do so using the Phrase Manager when building your phrase. When using the SMS acknowledgement page, be sure to complete the bottom section and check the box beside Action for Unexpected Responses Exceeding Maximum in order for the acknowledgement to function properly. Click Update once finished. Use the breadcrumbs at the top of the page to navigate back to your campaign. Email campaigns will follow the same procedures outlined for both the voice and SMS campaigns. Enable delivery, enter the From email address, add your subject, add the body of the email, and click Save once finished. You can also create your email in the Phrase Manager. Before we finish out the campaign, we will take a look at the Dynamic Notification Phrase Manager. The Phrase Manager can be used to create commonly used campaign phrases for any campaigns you plan to run. Click on Phrase Manager in the menu on the left. To add a phrase, simply click the Add Phrase button on the top right of the page. Enter the phrase name, select the type of notification, either voice, SMS, or email, and enter the phrase you would like to send to your customers. Click Save once finished. Notice in this example, our phrase has a # or hashtag on either side of particular keywords. This is used to reference the contact list and call out specific items, for instance, the customer's name and the time and date of their appointment. We'll see what this looks like once we look at the contact list. To upload your contact list, navigate back to the Manage Campaigns section and select the Edit icon on the campaign you wish to edit. Select Contacts from the top left of the page. When adding a contact, you can do so by adding individuals one by one, or you can import contacts via a CSV file from Excel. To get the correct file format, click the Export button on the top right of the page. This will download the necessary CSV file you will need to fill out before importing to Dynamic Notifications. As we look at the CSV file, you will notice a set of column headers have already been added. Please note, the following columns are required to be listed in the CSV file regardless of whether they are being used or not: full name, external reference number, phone, SMS, email. The other columns can be used for reporting purposes on your campaign. Additionally, you may add columns to the spreadsheet as needed. For example, in the phrases we created, we reference not only the full name, but the time and date of the appointment as well. As a result, we will want to add the time and date column in order to send the appropriate information to the customer. Once the spreadsheet has been populated with your customer's information, you can now upload it to your Dynamic Notifications campaign. Click the Import button, add a list name, then select the appropriate message for the campaign from the drop-down list for voice, SMS, or email. The phrase names seen in the drop-down are the same phrases we created on the Phrase Manager page. If you're only planning to run a voice campaign, then you only need to select from the voice drop-down. If you plan to run a voice and SMS or email campaign, then you will need to select the appropriate message from each drop-down. Click Next once finished. Choose a file to upload and then select Preview. If there are any errors with the file or campaign, it will show once you select Preview. If there are no errors, you will receive a confirmation of the campaign information. Select Import to continue. Once your contacts have been successfully added, you can then go to the General tab on your campaign and uncheck the This Campaign is Paused checkbox. Once you click Save, the campaign will begin immediately. Once a campaign has been completed, you can open the campaign, select Contacts at the top of the page, and verify that the campaign is run. A green circle with a check mark will show up next to any of the items that were run for that campaign and considered a success. You may also choose to export the file for additional reporting information via a CSV file, or you can go to your historical reports and run a report on the Dynamic Notification campaign. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope it was beneficial to you.
Orchestrating a brighter world, NEC.